Great news! Tea is good for your brain. Just keep watching to learn the details. Hi, I'm Mark, your host today, and thank you for joining me on QSD. Well, it is nice to bring good news whenever possible, and indeed, this one is quite close to my own heart. So, do you drink tea? Green, oolong, black, white, they all count. Well, if you're doing so regularly, it seems you may also be protecting your grey matter as you move into old age. Sounds too good to be true, I know. Where is the torture for such a benefit? Tea is great. First, a little background on tea. Tea is a widely used term, but studies have only considered traditional types, derived from the Camellia sinensis plant, a shrub native to China and India. Green tea is made with steamed leaves, black tea with fermented leaves, white tea is uncured and unfermented, and oolong is wilted under the sun and semi-oxidised, similar to an apple turning brown once cut. They contain varying and unique compounds, some of which are antioxidants called flavonoids, and also caffeine and theanine, which it is suggested can, amongst other things, help protect your body against free radicals and heighten mental alertness. The flavonoids are reduced by processing, and as oolong and black teas have been oxidised or fermented, those levels tend to be lower in these types when compared with green tea and white tea, but they still retain their antioxidising power nevertheless. Now it seems we have additional studies and even more information demonstrating the positive effects. Recently published in the scientific journal Aging and carried out together between the National University of Singapore, the University of Essex and the University of Cambridge, is a study showing that regular tea drinkers have better organised brain regions when compared to non-tea drinkers, and this is associated with healthy cognitive function. It appears tea is exhibiting a certain level of neuroprotective effects as we get older. In fact, results of a longitudinal study, also led by Feng and published in 2017, showed that daily consumption of tea can reduce the risk of cognitive decline in older persons by up to 50%. In fact, it was this discovery which led them to further explore the direct effect of tea on brain networks. This should be no great shock though, really. Multiple past studies have demonstrated that tea intake is beneficial to human health, and the positive effects include everything from general mood improvement through to cardiovascular disease prevention. In a group of 36 over 60-year-old study participants who underwent neurological testings and MRI scans alongside the standard health, lifestyle and psychological well-being data, those who had consumed either green tea, oolong tea, black tea or white tea at least 4 times a week for about 25 years had brain regions that were interconnected in a more efficient way. It appeared that the brain regions were more structured, allowing information to pass more efficiently whilst using less resources. Previous studies have shown better cognitive function already, and this just gives more detail. And as cognitive performance and brain organisation are intricately related, more research is definitely needed to better understand how functions like memory emerge from brain circuits and the possible interventions to better preserve cognition during the ageing process. We will just have to wait for the next study, where they plan to examine the extracts of tea and the bioactive compounds within and their effect on cognitive decline. Here's what other studies have found about the potential health benefits of tea. Green tea has the highest levels of EGCG, a potent antioxidant. It appears it may interfere with the growth of bladder, breast, lung, stomach, pancreatic and colorectal cancers. It may also help prevent clogging of the arteries, to burn fat, counteract oxidative stress on the brain, reduce the risk of neurological disorders like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's diseases, reduce the risk of stroke, and also improve cholesterol levels. But never choose tea over medication. That is just silly. You can easily enjoy both simultaneously. Black tea has the highest caffeine content, and this is the basis of its links to boost mental alertness. Apparently, studies have shown that black tea may protect lungs from damage caused by exposure to cigarette smoke, so have a couple with your joint if you can't vape. And finally, as if that was not enough, it may also reduce the risk of stroke. As for white tea, due to it being the least processed of all the teas, it has the widest range of active catechins, one of which is EGCG, which was mentioned earlier, and these have been shown to have some use when fighting chronic diseases, most notably cancer. And finally, we have oolong tea. In an animal study, those given antioxidants from oolong tea were found to have lower bad cholesterol levels. It is also marketed as a weight loss supplement, but that's rubbish. Try fasting instead. I would like to emphasise that none of these are suitable standalone treatments for any conditions. Enjoy them alongside the medication and treatment regime prescribed by your medical professionals. And if you're concerned about not getting all the benefits of all the teas, why not have a cup of each at different times of the day? Or make your own mix at home? Yeah, maybe not. Anyway, I think that's enough time on tea, or tea time. Sorry. Now for some reflection. As all those who know me will attest, I do like a good cup of tea or three. So the news that it correlates with good brain health is very pleasing. We do, however, need to understand mechanisms and reasons if we are to adapt and intervene to optimise our own mental and physical health. So more research is definitely needed whilst drinking a cup of tea. A few thoughts to mull over though. There is a process and a routine to making tea, and we all know activity as you age helps safeguard mental health. Also, was the consumption of this tea done as a social activity? Was it the social engagement that helped? Is the brew providing something that benefits or hinders certain aspects of the microbiome? Because we know that the microbiome and the brain are linked, but that for a different episode. Are the tea drinkers just better hydrated than their non-tea drinking counterparts? Just throwing some ideas out there. So, what do you think? Have you any thoughts or ideas about the mechanisms that may be going on here? Do you drink tea, and if so, what type? Let me know in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed that, and feel free to subscribe for future releases every week. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.